Hello, 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 and welcome to Updog Sports Talk. My name is Matt Miller. Joining me today is Tony and his cat. What's going on, dude?
There is a cat.
Yeah, I saw it come over your shoulder. That was perfect timing.
There she goes. Days, you're famous.
So yeah, this week we are going to talk about the Super Bowl. Throwback to 2015. Patriots, Seahawks. Tom Brady at it again. No, just kidding. Not really. But if Marshawn Lynch is on the field, you bet the Seahawks are going to hand it off. I don't know. This matchup just seems like one of those that is fantastic for people that love parity in the NFL. And by parity, I mean this is a completely different Patriots team than the Tom Brady Patriots teams winning it all the time. And a completely different Seahawks team in here than when Russ was there. So it's cool to see that there's different teams in it this year. And I like to see that that parity. One thing that will happen, though, is viewership will not be through the roof. I feel like it's going to be one of those where a bunch of people are tuning out because they don't like the halftime performance, which just mute it for 30 minutes, I guess. I don't know. That was a whole thing on the internet for a while.
Poop break. Well, I think it's regained. Regained a lot of steam. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the masses.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams seemingly caught everyone by surprise. I mean, they're good rosters. They've built from within for a few years. In New England, it was just a change of coach. That's really what needed to happen. And I mean, I didn't think was that Ryans? Is that D'Amico Ryans that got fired, or was that
No.
I can picture him, but I can't.
Mayo.
Yeah. I didn't think Mayo deserved to be fired like he did, but I mean, makes Bob Kraft look pretty smart right now and makes all of us look like idiots.
Yeah, I think, with how bad the Patriots have been the last couple years, I don't know that anybody really expected them to go out and just ball out like they did. And, when you think about what Vrabel's done, he's a very defensive-minded coach, and the squad is set. Then from an offensive perspective, you have Drake May. He's on fire. He's probably even a robot, because I don't know how him and all of his kin are all super athletes, but that's a whole different other story. But the accuracy that he brings it makes you appreciate the accuracy of quarterbacks. And when that's missing, you really can see the juxtaposition of it. Yeah, on the other hand, I think that the Seahawks, they've been super solid all year. Obviously, 14-3, you can't beat that. They've been performing in the playoffs. The Patriots really haven't been tested all season, and then they get into the postseason where they're, having to scrap for their lives, and it's a very poor offensive showing. Over the all the games that they've played, if we're looking at kind of the postseason by comparison, total points per game, Seattle has 36, and total points per game for New England is 18. So we're talking. That's a big difference. Momentum matters. What do you think of that? What are the key factors going to be in this matchup?
So I sent it to the group chat that we left Justin on for this. Justin's not joining us today. He was doing a different show.
Andy's a salty boy.
Yeah, his Bills lost, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. The Seahawks rush defense, they've given up 1,500 yards. Of course, my screenshot cut off the yards per carry on there. But they're the third best rush defense, and the Patriots are the sixth best rush defense. So look for the ball to be put in the hands of the quarterbacks. I think the Patriots gave up 10 yards per reception, and the Seahawks gave 9.6 yards per reception. So about the same, both in the top 10 in defense all around. You can look for this to be one of those games where no one's going to be running the ball, but it's going to be a bend not break defense the entire time.
For both sides.
Yeah, and I think the breakthrough is going to come from the skill positions. You got Stephon Diggs on one side. You have JSN on the other. You have Travion Henderson.
Which hasn't been... He has not been utilized to his potential in this postseason run. They're going to have to rely on him.
Yeah, and I mean, among their running backs, I think he is best for those screens, swing passes, maybe just have him run like a quick out or hitch or whatever up the middle, kind of find the hole in the defense, get him the ball. He'll make some guys miss. So I think he's going to get probably, if it was up to me, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but if it was up to me, I'd give him a little bit more hand in the pass game. Stevenson, not a slouch himself in the pass game, but I mean, Henderson can take it to the house at any given second.
Yeah, it's the old trusty versus the blitzkrieg, just taking it to the house, electric gameplay.
But on the flip side, you have Charbonnet is out. He's hurt, not going to play. You're going to have to operate by committee. One of them, I was literally talking about him yesterday and mentioned his name, totally forgot it. Played at Michigan State.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
The third.
Dealing with bronchitis, it's not fun. Your memory kind of goes out when you're taking a bunch of meds to get rid of it. Kenneth Walker, he's got a lot of action this season. Really wasn't the number one, but he'll be serviceable in this game. Behind that, not a lot of experience. The guy that stepped in the championship game, he did solid, but still not a ton of reps there. So
they're definitely missing Charbonnet. Even just looking at in fantasy when there's a bell cow back and then they get poached, it's called vultured. And I think Charbonnet, I think he had like 12 touchdowns to Kenneth Walker's 6. So there was a bit of the old poaching going on there. But at the same time, scoring those touchdowns is huge. Doesn't matter who you are or how you get them. 12 touchdowns is gonna set you up pretty good in most cases. But he's definitely going to be missed because he's more of a pass-catching back.
Our friends from down in the valley, look up UTRGV. I put a question out in the chat on X, and our friends down the valley have the Patriots winning this one. He asked, what do you think is going to have more fans in the stands? Or who do you think is going to have more fans in the stands? Seattle's right there. Most of the Patriots fans, I feel like, migrated away from the Patriots and towards the Chiefs or other teams. I think
Boston's a buzz.
Yeah.
It's
a big city that I'm pretty sure there's direct flights. I don't know about Seattle. Seattle may not have direct flights to San Francisco, but I don't know much about the West Coast flight schedules. That really wasn't on the docket today.
They need you, Matt. They need you as an air traffic controller.
I don't have the attention span to be an air traffic controller. But I think it's easier for Seahawks fans to go, but I think I put in the chat the ticket ranges. So it may be more Boston fans there just because of the ticket ranges. The lowest price to get into Sunday's contest is from Vivid Seats for $4,836 in section 420. Do you want to guess what the most expensive ticket is?
10, 20, 50K, 100?
No, not 100, but like a shade under 60K.
That's a whole ass car.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, Yeah.
There's
a lot of things you could do with that.
I think one of the things that we're going to talk about for a completely different topic is that the NFL has started to price out a lot of their fans. Now, to go to a Super Bowl, you got to be loaded. Get lucky or whatever. The everyday blue-collar worker, work-from-home kind of person, they're not going to have access to this. You're looking at, like, CEOs of companies, or for some reason somebody passed up tickets to the game and gave them up. Super Bowl is one of those now that, like, back in Super Bowl 1, you could go for like $300. Can't do that anywhere near that anymore.
No. The last time I went to, I just almost called it TQL Stadium, and then I almost called it Paul Brown Stadium. Paycor. Last time I went to Paycor, we were in the nosebleeds, and it was the game against the Rams when they came to town. I think this would probably be 2022-ish. $200 a pop for nosebleeds.
Yeah, it was like $400 a ticket for the Bengals playoff game against the Raiders, right behind the Raiders tunnel, to watch the Bengals win their first playoff win in 31 years. That was fantastic.
That was a big one.
Yeah, I would say that was worth the $400, but I don't know how many. I don't know how many playoff games I'm going to be able to go to. Not unless I hit the lottery.
What's the most you'd spend on a ticket to the Super Bowl?
Not in that price range. I think the most that I would spend for the total of tickets would probably be $1,000.
For the Super Bowl? Say your team. Say the Bengals make it back. How much are you spending, dude?
Probably $300 on party supplies.
Buying that 4K experience from the home television.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade my TV package.
When I was working somewhere, and one of the ladies was selling Super Bowl tickets. They were like in some lottery, and they had 2 tickets. And I was like, man, I really, really want to go. That's when I still believed. They hoodwinked me, but that's when I believed. And I think she was going to sell them for maybe $4,500 a piece. So not too far off from how they're going in San Fran.
Yeah. But at least there you don't have the possibility of getting cancer.
Or popping an Achilles.
Yeah.
As you pass by their electrical station.
Yeah.
What is that, folks? What is that?
That's a whole new podcast that we got to start up for that one.
Justin can't escape this.
No, he can't.
This is tinfoil talk,
baby. We're going to start a conspiracy theory channel at some point. But no, I mean, like, getting back to the 2 teams that are playing.
Gotta watch us with them tangents.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go into a full swing on MLS here on an NFL episode. No, I mean, like, this is kind of why we originally took a step back from the NFL for a little bit, was because it was you could see the writing on the wall. It was getting a little bit ridiculous on the whole pricing model, who they want in the stadium. They're price gouging their customers on, like, cable, and, like, you have to have every streaming service to be able to watch games now, and it's ridiculous.
It's sickening. Yeah.
That's why sickening. We spend so much time talking about college, because as much as we hate ESPN, 90% of the games, when you go from the bottom of D6 or whatever, all the way up through the Ohio States, Alabamas, and whatnot, the Indianas, you'll catch 90% of the games on ESPN. So at least there's one spot for that, pretty much. But when it comes to the NFL, there's nothing bigger than the Super Bowl. So people are going to watch, people are going to listen. So I guess switching gears, listen to what we have to say about this game. Predictions. You got a score prediction, Tony?
I do. I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I'm not talking like a 3-7, because I think a lot of people would leave.
That would be a beautiful game.
Would it?
I mean, having two defensive-minded head coaches, just having a beautiful play sheet for defense, and
as it went on, the pressure would build, and that would get exciting. But, I mean, if we're looking in the postseason, Seattle's had 36 points per game. They've held opponents to 16.5. New England's had 18 total points per game, and opponents have been 8.7. So, if we're looking, Seattle, by the numbers and just by the momentum, is going to have, an edge. I think their defense is better than New England's. I do think New England has a good defense, though. I think that's, they're very similar in a lot of ways. Where it'll differ will be the offense. And, I'll give my prediction, and then I'll put something in a nice little package and bow for you. So, I think it'll be Seattle 24, New England 20.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Mine is smack dab in the middle of those. My prediction, Seattle 23, New England 22. I think it's going to be
a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a last-second field goal, just because it would mean a lot in the Super Bowl for viewership to keep people in there. Yeah. We're conspiracy theorists. We look at all the conspiracy theories, no matter the subject. NFL has their own subcategory of conspiracy theories where there's going to be a flag somewhere in there that everyone's going to be bitching and complaining about. Keep the drive moving. Tone, what are the betting odds on the Super Bowl scoregami? Can you look that up for me real quick?
Yeah. I had them. I was looking at them earlier.
Do you know what scoregami is?
No.
If it's ever happened before, there's like a whole. You can use AI and they'll look it up for you, but basically, like, how many times has that score happened?
Okay. Probably pretty infrequently, I would think. 23, 22?
Yeah, I think that one would probably... I think we would have a scoregami first on that one. Especially in the Super Bowl.
So you wanted to know the over-under or the spread?
Just want to see if either of those scores has ever been done.
Oh, got you.
Speaking of betting odds, the Seahawks are the betting favorites, and they're, what did I see, 3.5 on the spread. So if you're getting into this for the first time...
It's up to 4.5 now.
Is it 4.5 now?
Mm-hmm.
If you've never bet before and you're looking to bet, we're not a betting channel. We're not sponsored by anybody for bets. But if you've never bet before, to understand what that means, if it's minus 4.5, you place a bet over under, or not over under, but basically if you bet the Seahawks at minus 4.5, that they're going to be, what is it, more than 4.5 points? I got to be looking at it. I don't have FanDuel pulled up. I really just talk to me. I'm not much of a bettor. I'll bet every now and then. I have done pretty good on the NFL though.
I will say I also put in some bets. I know what I just said. I know the words that came out of my mouth was Seattle 24-20. I took New England money line.
I mean, at what, plus 195, you got to take the odds.
Yeah. I bundled in the over and under, so I put $20 total. We'll see.
If the game is within 4 points and you chose Seattle, you win. Like, if Seattle wins, you chose Seattle to win, and the score is within 4 points, then you win that bet. If it's more than 4 points or New England wins, then you lose that bet. 22-11 scoregami. That's what I'm getting from YouTube right now. Like I said before, we're not really betting guys. We'll throw some bets out there. So don't use us for your betting people. We'll talk you into bad bets. Let's
follow us.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the odds are good in this one. Even if you pick Seattle, may as well throw a few bucks on the Patriots. I'm not a big fan of parlays. I've lost almost every single parlay I've hit, and the ones I have hit were like it basically gave me my money back and then like a little extra on top.
I put in a parlay for the first round of the NFL playoffs based on what we predicted. We got some money. That's the only one that's hit ever. We've
been really good at picking these playoffs. I would say that I did coerce you guys into letting the Jaguars go a little further.
You did a little, but that's in hindsight.
But outside of that, we were pretty spot on the NFC. I think we had the Broncos going to the Super Bowl, so we did fudge it up on that. But we had Queso on. Queso got it.
Yeah,
Queso did pretty good on that.
If the Broncos, if the Patriots were in a different colored jersey, do they win that game? Dude, that's the game that it was snowing like hell in Denver, and they're in their white.
When I look at it, I don't look at like jersey color. I look at where were the flags during key moments of the game, or like if a team had momentum and a flag screwed them up. I look more for that. The Bills will wear all white at home in a blizzard so I mean, like, there's a little bit of color on the jerseys to have a little bit of a difference, but I mean, if it's snowing that hard where you can't see the secondary, you're just going to run the ball 60 times a game.
Yeah.
We did get a comment saying too early FCS power rankings. Number 1.
Justin, is that you?
That would be so funny. Justin's at home just trolling us right now. No, I mean, like, that's why I want a cold weather Super Bowl. I know it would be miserable for the fans. But, like, if they started developing some NFL stadiums, kind of like Seattle Stadium or, like, soccer stadiums, I think the fans can still get a little bit of warmth in there while the field gets covered in snow. So if they started doing it that way, I think it would be a lot more fun, a lot more easier to put a Super Bowl in, I don't know, let's say Cincinnati, Ohio.
Right on the river.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, when you think of football, they're, like, one of the few sports that'll play in full-on blizzard conditions. So,
true.
Might as well put it Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Could do that. Yes, sir.
While nor'easter's hitting.
What are the keys, you think, for New England to beat Seattle? What's the recipe? In my mind, Drake May has to be Mr. Fantastic. He cannot make a mistake. He has to be explosive and unpredictable. And then their defense has to turn Darnold into Singos. Yeah, like that's going to be a key piece. Because the defense will hold. It'll offer some, buffer if he does get spooked. But, I don't know. That they'll have to play the mind games to get through.
I'm a traditionalist when it comes to football. To me, in order to win a championship, especially in the championship, you don't need all the flash. You don't need to throw for 500 yards. Would that be awesome? 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, no picks, almost perfect passer rating. That would be a storybook game. But to me, you need stout defense. You need time. You need to win the time of possession, and you need to win the field of possession. Mm-hmm. Blanking right now. Where you get the ball.
Yeah.
I think if whoever controls the time of possession has the better. I keep wanting to say field of possession.
Field position.
But thank you. Man, bronchitis sucks. I'll tell you. Whoever has the best field position and time of possession is going to win the game. Turnovers factor into that. All you need is a game manager back there. Both quarterbacks are pretty good at doing that. So that's why I'm rooting for a defensive game, because that will show me that both are trying to win and keep the other team's offense off the field.
We have to think this is the furthest Vrabel's been.
Yeah.
Like, he's made the playoffs. They were kind of nasty with it. They got close. But this is his first time. I mean, it'll be the same for McDonald too, but as an organization, you know, that's where...
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those where Vrabes has a lot of experience, and Clint Kubiak, play caller for the Seahawks, potentially taking a head coaching job. We'll find out February 9th if he's doing that or not. He likes to be a little bit aggressive, and they like to push the ball down the field every now and then. I think if that's what they end up doing, I think that's going to be what kills them. Like I said, I'm a football traditionalist. If you start getting too aggressive too early, you're going to give the game away, especially against like these corners. This may be one of the most talented corner rosters in the Super Bowl in quite some time.
Yeah. If it's going to be a defensive game, these two teams, I think, are the ones to do it.
Yeah. Feel free to throw in your predictions as we're doing this into the chat. Love to hear from you guys. Love to throw some other predictions out there. Justin didn't even want to give us a prediction. He was like, on to basketball season.
Yep. And he may not even watch it, if we're being honest.
Yeah. But
there'll be a small part of him that doesn't want to.
But
or a
you
big
know what
part,
he will
probably.
watch?
College basketball.
I was going to say the Super Bowl of NASCAR, the Daytona 500, the following weekend. It's a great time of year this time. Like, the most exciting part of football, postseason play. You get the startup of many leagues and MLS and NASCAR and all that. You have basketball starting to wind down and get interesting. People say July is best. Nope.
I don't know.
Give me February.
I was born in July. It's hard to beat. Hard to beat that.
Yeah. Well, there's pretty much just baseball, and by then everybody's checked out of baseball.
It's true. Yeah. You're very true. Any final words on Super Bowl?
We got a do it for Biff comment. So yeah, for those of you who don't know that, Greg Biffle died in a tragic plane accident a couple months ago. So we won't do anything for Greg Biffle just because like we don't know what to say other than thoughts and prayers out to the family. What we will do is we'll probably incorporate more NASCAR on slow weeks where there's not really any news to report.
Some of us will.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Seahawks win, but I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I'm going to be taking it chill, just getting some homemade wings, breading it, and I'm going all out with the wings this year.
Do it, man.
Doing beef tallow, putting breading on it. I got this super dope special Nashville hot chicken sauce. A bunch of appetizers. It's going to be great. All homemade. Pretty much just for me and my wife. It's going to be great. Yeah, so next week, Justin put something on the calendar. I don't know. Oh, it's our mock draft next week. So, going to wait till we get the final order. Going to throw out a mock draft. Tony, going to be taking the week off next week. Much deserved week off. Next week, I hope to not have bronchitis, so that way I'm way more entertaining and you don't have to listen to me cough past the microphone every 10 minutes.
It wasn't too bad, dude. It wasn't too bad.
And then, we've got a lot of fun shows planned, ranging from all different sports. We were a little on the short side today for you guys, so giving you some extra time back. But look for some MLS talk coming up. Look for our mock draft. Look for college basketball talk is going to start swinging back into it. How many MLS games are there in a season? 40?
Close to that, yeah. There's 19 home games, so probably about 40.
I'm a 1/24th season ticket holder now. All at the end of the season, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. Those are going to be great games.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And maybe you'll be able to sneak away for one sooner too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all for this show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Follow us at Updog Sports Talk on all the popular social media sites. We are doing a better job of getting our actual podcast portion out on Spotify and iHeart and wherever else we are. Podbean, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, we're sometimes there. We are getting a better job of doing that consistently, but follow us there if you want to listen to us in the car ride. But other than that, catch you guys next week with our mock drafts.